would like to invite our mother to the podium for a goodwill message.
My contact with this school was quite accidental. For those of you who may not know, one of my initiatives, the More Empowered Girls Foundation, held its last summer boot camp in this school. And this school provided us everything we wanted. And I'm very, very happy that I got to know this school. Like I said, it was accidental. You know, there's always this common saying that goes like this: when one door closes, another opens. A door was closed in front of us as an organization, and we had to run around Akure looking for a place that is suitable for the kind of summer boot camp we've been organizing for the past 4 years. I must admit, I never knew about this school. I said, how come? But like I said, I'm delighted that we discovered you. And I know that the relationship will really last long. We got what we wanted. Now, today is the graduation ceremony for these beautiful children here seated. I want to, first of all, congratulate all of you for making it thus far, because secondary school or high school graduation is among the hallmarks of every individual that, at least in modern times, that transverses on this earth. And that is the second step. The first one is usually the primary school, then second step is the secondary, and when you do well, it leads you to the tertiary institution. And that kind of trajectory is what we parents wish for our children to attain. I listened to the keynote address of the professor, and she really touched on everything that these young people need to know, because they are moving to another stage. Remember where you're coming from. I did that to all my children whenever they left home from higher institution. So it's like a check. When you start hearing what is happening in the university, most times your heart skips. And you remember that you have one of your blood in such an environment. Don't fail to check on them and say, remember where you're coming from. Let me also talk about the issue of choice of career, parental influence, which she mentioned. And I want to corroborate with what she said, that most times parents want to determine, even in some cases forcefully, you must study this. I want to remind you that Chimamanda also wanted to study medicine. But along the way, her love for literary work never waned. Today, is there anybody here who doesn't know Chimamanda? If you don't know her, you must have heard her name. She might even be the most popular individual Nigerian globally. Do you know what she does now? She writes stories, storytelling. Every now and then, she's invited to Harvard to speak, Stanford, United Nations. She meets presidents, prime ministers, name it. So try to discover what your interest really is, not the interest of mommy and daddy, and find your purpose. If I should talk a little more about that purpose, you can find your purpose when you're exposed to environment where young people like you, that their personalities are still malleable, you know? You can't say that these kids, their personalities are formed. No. Malleable. They can change. But if you expose them to environment where you talk about self-awareness, self-worth, integrity, leadership qualities, and so on and so forth, you will begin to help them build the kind of personality that we need in this country to move this country forward. I want to sound a little bit selfish. This Be More Girls Empowered Foundation that I initiated 5 years ago is a place to be for any daughter. I know you have boys here, but for any daughter of yours, just try us and see the kind of transformation your daughter will become after 2 weeks. The very program that I said brought us and MABEST together. In that kind of environment, first of all, well, the program is meant for girls. You all know the position of the girl child in our society. Although we are working assiduously for the society to regard the girl child as something, or the girl child matters. But in this environment, in that boot camp, the girl child is mentored to discover herself. Discover her self-worth, which is awareness. Discover she can do something. Like we always say, she can do stuff. When majority of that took part in this boot camp never in their lives ever thought they could build solar panel. They could install solar panel. And this is a profession that we had hitherto thought exclusively reserved for male children. But we have proven in no small measure that our girls can also be solar engineers. I'm only giving you an example. And in this kind of environment, the girls begin to recognize that they are part of the system. The girls begin to recognize that they are part of this society, this world that we were accustomed to believing that is a man's world. Our girls are being told it is a man and woman's world. They live here. They live here knowing that they can fit into ICT space where they can code and make money, even from the comfort of their homes. Because we have made them to realize that technology, after all, is gender neutral. Am I communicating? I don't mean, let the boys not feel bad and say, the First Lady is only talking to the girls. I'm talking to the girls because being a woman, I understood the place of the girl child in Nigeria, even as we speak. You might come from well-to-do families, because for your child to be in this school, it's not be rice and beans now. Their parents must be well-heeled to bring you here, and I count you very lucky. But you can't say that for most girls, outside here. But I'm saying generally. But even those that come from well-heeled families, what is the mentality of their parents? The mentality of their parents, is it that you're being raised to be a trophy wife, somebody you marry her off to a rich person and so on, or you're raising your daughter, your girl child, to contribute to the socio-economic development of this country or the society? That's the question. And I want to tell you that the world is changing. Whether you're a boy or a girl, you have a place. And you should be able to discover your niche. And that also takes me to what you want to do or what you want to become. Follow your passion. Even children these days, unlike our own time, when their parents will say you must read this. Some of them will say, Mommy, I can't read that. This is what I want to do. And parents should please support their children whenever they discover what their purpose is. Again, you have my congratulations for coming thus far. In university environment, especially when you're new, you are vulnerable. Drug abuse, you want to experiment, you attend parties, we all did. Tell me who went through the university that did not attend parties. We all did. But again, remember that statement. Remember where you're coming from. In such environment, you start experimenting, ego, cocaine, and all the rest of them. Before you know it, you become addicted. And also in such environment that rape can occur. It's also in university environment that you find lecturers sexually harassing young girls, sex for marks, and so on and so forth. Remember where you're coming from. You're smart, you're brilliant. You just have to keep up the pace and be serious. A brilliant girl or young boy can derail in the university because of the company he or she keeps. Then human trafficking is rife, even in university environment. By the time you start associating, those of you that come from rich homes, they scoop all those terrible boys and girls in university. They get your profile. I know who your parents are. They become unnecessarily too close and friendly. They bring you in. You'll be doing big girls and so on and so forth. You'll be attending parties outside the campus. Before you know it, you're in Dubai or Doha. Your parents will now be shouting, this and that. So this is how it starts. And of course, cultism. again, remember where you're coming from. So, all of you, you need to have what you call vision board. All the BMO girls that pass through this time, I'm talking to all of you. You must have a vision board, or what the professor said, the roadmap. Vision board. What do you want to become? What are your passions? And so on and so forth. And among the passion is also where the entrepreneurship thing comes in. These days, we're encouraging young people. Everything is not about, academic qualification. You can have talent. Again, in this BMO Summer Boot Camp, we unlock the talents of these girls. It's amazing the discoveries we made during the BMO camp. You find some of them who had never held pencil before. They began to draw, and today they are earning money drawing. And I know some parents that are encouraging their daughters in this drawing thing. They've spent so much money buying all the materials she needs to, not just one. There are about, I can count like 4 of them. Each time we have program, they will draw Arakuri. You know, they will get money. If any of them were to be here, she will want to draw Kabiesi. And Kabiesi, when they draw your picture, what will you do? You are going to, of course, you're going to buy it and donate some money to them. And we kind of incentivize our young people so that they know that at this young age, I'm talking about girls 10 to 15, that's the age range. At that young age, you can earn money. You can earn money. And that also shows that education, knowledge, skills, you can translate it into working entrepreneurial venture. So it's not about carrying BSc, MSc, PhD, and so on, and yet you're working on the street of Akure or Lagos, Abuja, looking for, jobs, white-collar jobs that we don't even have. It's at this time, at this age, that you discover what we can call side hustle. You'll be in the university, you'll be doing side hustles. Some of them do makeup, tie billing, and earn a little money, so they won't be disturbing parents all the time. So like I said, application of knowledge and skill is very, very important, and that will also make you discover the need of the society. It's one of the bane of educational system, where we go to university and come out and be looking for a job. You're an engineer, you can't build road, you can't build house. You'll be looking for Chinese, Japanese to build road, or now a lot of them from, where is this place now? Asian countries. They are the ones doing everything. Then why did you go to university? We must begin now. Maybe this is the generation that will turn things around for us. When we go to university, we apply the knowledge and skill to solve the problem confronting us in this country. I hope I will get a commitment from all of you that will be able to do it. And then you should be also the breed that will stay here. Not when you finish, you want to go to America, you want to go to UK. When you all run away, who will take care of us? Those of you who study medicine, you are planning to go US, planning to go to UK. Who will take care of Aramiri when I'm sick? So, I mean, parents are here listening to me. Honestly, this is a very serious matter. And we are the ones urging them, finish on time, go to America and earn dollar. And we keep on exporting the best of us, to continue developing those developed countries and leaving us impoverished, leaving us perpetually underdeveloped. It's a serious conversation, not just telling our children, but also telling our parents. So my dear children, it is at this point that I want to also highlight on the issue of volunteerism and service to humanity. Now, I don't know how many of you will just get admission. Some might have a little gap. In America, when children graduate from high school, that's what they call gap year. Most of them don't jump into university because I think there you must be 18 before you are given admission. So they have gap year where these children explore, they volunteer, community service. And by so doing, leadership qualities are being inculcated in them. I don't know how many parents, if their child gets admission, you say, leave it 1 year. It's almost impossible. But that's what they do in developed countries. You see them volunteering in hospitals, you see them volunteering in schools, you see them volunteering in NGOs, depending on their interest area. And if we can encourage our children to volunteer, community service, it will also go a long way for them to realize that there is need for them to contribute to the development and for the betterment of the society. So like I said, our educational system obviously has gaps, and it's about time we began to factor in what we can do to have this new breed think differently about development and all the rest of them, so that all the problems are facing us, with their knowledge and skills, they will be able to be the new Nigeria, the breed, like I said, the breed without greed. It's not just running after the money, but what can you do to better this country? NEPA and their life is the biggest headache we have in this country. Those of you that want to read engineering, is there anything you're thinking along that line? Every now and then, no NEPA. Every now and then, no NEPA. So I'm kind of giving you food for thought when you live here. This is what First Lady is talking about. What can I do to better this country, to make it a better place for all of us, so that this Japa syndrome, no, seriously speaking, you go to all these embassies, you see our young people, they are there looking for visa to Japa. So we can start, I didn't pronounce it well. Anyway, you helped me very well. So with these remarks, I really appreciate the Academy for inviting me and sharing this wonderful moment with your graduates and their parents. Thank you.